Welcome to Nexus. Are you frustrated with impact assessment? Do you struggle to measure the impact of your event? Do you want to capture valuable data that gives you an overview of what you're achieving? Do you want to use this data to improve your offer? Well, this new product by Nexus might be for you. Nexus is a self-contained, powerful impact assessment device. The 10.1-inch touchscreen display has a variety of options pre-installed, but the tech guys here at Nexus head office are working on new and exciting features that can be added at a later date. We would also appreciate your ideas too. We can code it if you have an idea of how to make Nexus better. So, how does it work? Let's dive in. The Nexus device has been manufactured using a Raspberry Pi device, making it an affordable solution for all events professionals. The first version has been specifically designed for use by schools. The first thing that you'll want to do is to upload your own school or events management logo to the device. Simply upload an image file using the provided USB stick and select the Upload Logo option. This replaces the screen logo on every screen, so you can have your device branded from the very beginning. Next, we explore one of the most difficult things to do, which is to gather data on school children who are not part of your organisation, as GDPR and secure storage is a complex task. Nexus has an answer to this. Simply insert a USB stick and ask the device to download a template for student data. Then, use that template to upload details such as name, age, gender, send status, free school meals, etc. Reinsert the device into Nexus and select Generate User ID. This creates a new Excel spreadsheet with all the student names replaced with a school-specific, non-identifiable user ID. Next, select Generate QR Codes, and Nexus will produce a QR code for every child on the list. The QR code will include their user ID and their age, but will encrypt send and free school meals data with code to replace this confidential information, code that only Nexus understands. The visiting school keeps the master Excel with all details and any additional user IDs, and you keep the redacted file without names. In a folder on the USB stick, there is now a QR code for every child with their username underneath. Nexus has been configured to output these QR codes using the print button in a format that fits label paper, which is also available from the Nexus website. Using your printer, you can then print out these QR codes, mount them in the keyrings, which are also available from the Nexus website, and attach these to student backpacks or bags. The QR code contains no useful data that anybody else can access. You can then delete student details from the USB stick. So, what's the point in all that? It sounds a bit like hard work. Yes, there's some admin to do at the beginning of the year, but now every time a child visits your school, you can use the other features that gather data. One of the functions that uses this feature is the participation scanner. You can use the handy handheld scanner to scan student QR codes as they come into a venue. This populates an individual file with student data. Nexus will decipher the QR codes and tell you which user codes, which school, and how many send and free school meals children have taken part. More importantly, every child has a unique user ID, so you'll be able to tell when a child has revisited you and how much time they've spent with you across the year. If you wanted to, you could liaise with the visiting school, as they will have the master list of which child corresponds with which username, but otherwise there are no identifiable details logged. So now you start asking, what else could I do with that information? What about the value add option? The handy 10.1-inch touchscreen can be deployed at an event. Students can scan their QR code and they'll be presented with a question about the topic of study in today's session. Later in the day, they can scan again and they'll be asked the same question. They might scan a third time before they go home and answer a third time. All of these responses are logged against the username and exported to an Excel sheet for analysis later. What better way to see what students have learned at your event? But what if you just wanted simple and fast feedback for an event? No problem. Click on the Event Feedback button to be presented with a screen of faces from sad to happy. Put the device by the exit and students can click their feelings on the way out. Once all students have left, hold your finger on the device to see how many have pressed each face. Then, if you want to save the data, it gives you the option to output that to the USB stick. What if you wanted something slightly more detailed? Well, the same function can be added to questions, so the students answer questions using the face images. Take your user through 1, 2, or 3 more questions before it resets to the next user. Again, you can pause and save the results to USB. Let's look at a slightly different use of Nexus. Let's say you're running a teaching training session and want to gather testimonies from participants. Simply click Testimony and then follow the Nexus wizard. Enter in a question and then click Go. Nexus will present a dialog window under your question, and when a user answers it, it resets ready for the next person. Again, you can save these results. Nexus also has the option to keep track of all your events. all you have to do is click the Log an Event function. There are 3 compulsory questions, but the rest are up to you. Just download the template using Nexus and a USB stick and enter your own questions to gather information from each event. Once you've uploaded your Excel document, you can click Log an Event and then quickly go through the questions each time you run an event. This data will be stored on the device for impact assessment analysis at a later date. Using the Impact Report function of the device will give you a running total of all the data captured across the range of functions. So, if you want to know how many SEND children you've seen this year, or if you want to know which age group you've seen the most, this will do it for you, so you don't have to work it out. So, this is where we've got so far, but various other modules are being developed as we speak. Every 6 months, schools can decide to upgrade to the latest version or continue with the product as it runs, with no subscription service. Use the Nexus website to order replacement Nexus devices, scanners, keyboards, keyrings, stickers, and many more items. We do hope you enjoy using the device as much as we've enjoyed making it. And as always, we appreciate your feedback. The future of impact reporting is Nexus Digital.